Hello and welcome to this demonstration of creating routes in SignTraker. Now, let's just begin by going over the general process for creating routes. First thing is create your depots in your SignTraker if you have more than one. Every licensee has one main depot, but if you're geographically distributed, you might have more than one. After having done that, assign depots to your installers. Go to each installer under your team members list and associate that installer with the depot that they would ordinarily be retrieving their inventory from. Those two things you create one time. Now, in your day-to-day work, you're going to assign jobs to your installers. You're going to do that either through manual assignment or using the SignTraker auto assignment feature. After your jobs are assigned, go ahead and create routes. You can do this by going to the dashboard and click the routes button. When the routes are created, you are going to, depending on your modality, choose either assign for today or assigned for tomorrow. So for example, if you tend to work on your routes for the next day, you'll be using assign for tomorrow. Reorder and postpone stops as you see fit. When you postpone a stop, by the way, if the stop you're postponing does not have daily service, let's say you service the area on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and you want to postpone a stop on Tuesday, SignTraker will warn you that, oh, by the way, this isn't going to happen Wednesday. So it'll warn you so you don't inadvertently delay something that you really should not delay. You can reorder your stops. Let's say you've got several installations to do, but several removals, and you want to put the removals first so you can load the truck up with post inventory before going to the rest of the installs. You can go ahead and do that. Once you have that arranged, select the Generates Route button to automatically save your routes. Once the routes are saved, you can use them. Typically, you can export all your daily work orders in your route order by driver, and you can also send the routes to the installers via email. Incidentally, if you need to change a route during the day, say a customer calls you and has a service stop that you really need to work on, you can assign that service stop to your driver and resend them an updated route list. Let's go ahead and see what this really looks like. Here we find ourselves on the dashboard of our example database. First thing we're going to do is take a look at our depots. These are found under inventory and locations. Remember that a sign panel is identified by its location in a depot, so we'll go ahead and take a look at the depots tab. In this example, we have 5 depots specified, our default main warehouse, and we've created 4 other ones, one in Aurora, Boulder, Colorado Springs, and another in Colorado Springs, which is really an office. If we wanted to create a new depot, we'd simply select the Add Depot button, give it a 2-digit code, a name, and do a search for its address and go ahead and save it. But we're happy with the 4 we have here, so those all look well. The next thing we're going to do is take a look at our installers and make sure we have a depot associated with them. So for example, let's take Daniel here. Daniel, you can see, is associated with the Boulder depot. If we wanted to move him to another default depot, we could simply select it here. So each installer must have their own depot. Now, having done that, we can come back to our dashboard and begin working on our route solution. So I'm going to go ahead and choose assigned through today. SignTraker populates on our local area map all of the stops that have been assigned currently. So we can see a few other things about the map. One is these little blue structures, these blue pins, are your warehouse locations, those things you defined back in your step 1. You can also see that the stops are color coordinated. So the green stops are associated to Dave Heath. The red ones are assigned to Ulysses. Doesn't look like we have anything for Levi or Daniel today. Maybe they're just, off today. A few other things we can look at or notice about our map. Each pin has either a little plus sign indicating an installation, a red X meaning it's a removal, or a little truck indicating that it's a service call. We can also go ahead and select each of these to get even more detail. We can go ahead and hyperlink to the installation order, get all those details, hyperlink to the agent account, get more details there, and of course see what we actually have to do and who it's currently assigned to. So we have everything on the map. We know what it looks like right now, and it looks pretty bad for Ulysses. So we'll go ahead and see what he's in for. So we generate our routes. Yeah, Ulysses has a terrible route today. Maybe we're going to have to go ahead and give Daniel a call and bring him in. So how do we do that? We're going to go ahead and use the shift key and then drag your mouse and put a little box around all the stuff we really want to put on Daniel. So we'll go ahead and select that, create a new route solution, and you can see, wow, yeah, we definitely have something much better, and apparently Ulysses is going to be much happier as well. So that's a nice route solution, but we can look at this and examine a few more details. Maybe Daniel's coming in, but he's only going to be in for a few hours, so maybe we want to take this service job and reassign it to Dave. So we can select a job, select Dave. Now it's on Dave's route. Regenerate. Take a look at that. Turns out no benefit here because it looks like, Daniel's still going to have to ride right past that. So let's leave it the way we had it, put it back on Daniel, reroute that. So that's how you go about iterating how those stops might work. Furthermore, just for the sake of illustration, let's say we need to further refine Daniel's route and we needed to swap this installation with this service call in terms of the order that they were executed. We go up here and choose reorder stops. We can go ahead and drag this particular installation at 2500 and move it ahead of that service call, move it right up in the list, save that, and get a new updated routing solution. A few other things you can also do. Let's look at this one out here. Dave's got a long route, but maybe we want to postpone this. We're going to select this and go to postpone it. Now, if the stop is eligible for postponement, meaning just push it to the next day, that's very easy. But in this case, we're getting a message indicating that that stop cannot be rescheduled for tomorrow. That means it's got a zone service, meaning you're only out there maybe Tuesdays and Fridays, and it's going to be a long while before you actually get back to that. So we're going to go ahead and cancel that because we know that this agent here, Erica, is a good agent. We want to make sure she's happy. So we're going to leave that alone. But we still need to just cut down Dave's drive time, for example. Maybe we can take this order, actually unassign it, take it off of his route, unassign this one, take it on off his route. And that means it's an unassigned work order. We can attend to it later in the day once we see how things develop, or just deal with it tomorrow. Let's go ahead and regenerate our routes. And now we've got something much simpler for Dave, much simpler for Ulysses, and of course Daniel's got his thing. So we've got everything put together. There's our two unassigned stops. We'll deal with them later on. We go ahead and click the email routes button now. When we click the email routes button, it saves the route, locks it down, and sends the route solution to the emails of each of the installers. Now, incidentally, if we go ahead and let's say Dave gets done early, we can go take this job and put it back on Dave and then re-email Dave's updated route solution. The solution will actually be updated as these are completed. They'll come off the board, right? He's got those jobs done. He'll get an updated route solution with that new stop added back. So a lot of flexibility in how to plan your routes, how to get things done. Hopefully it's been helpful. If you have additional questions on how to get the most out of the routing tool within SignTraker, give us a phone call or simply an email at info@signtraker.com.